So it's been a crazy year for Fanatec, from having logistical and distribution issues to poor customer service and now falling into severe financial woes. And all this really came to a head last month when Thomas Jackermeyer, the CEO of Fanatec, was asked to step down as part of a deal that was cut with the lending banks to extend the bank loans up until the end of June. Really, Fanatec went from a company that was worth, I'd say, a year or so ago, more than a year ago, from being worth 300 million euro to being less than 10 million as of last week. And all this resulted in a massive stock crash for the company, and it really appeared that the company is going to be headed more towards bankruptcy and insolvency rather than staying alive. But late last week, I believe on Thursday, a press release was released. This didn't come out of Endor or the company. It came out of just some little, German website that I found, that essentially Thomas came out with a alternate proposal to keep the company alive versus having to go through the Starug, the Stabilization and Restructuring Act, which would essentially mean the company would stay alive in different means than what was offered. Now, Starug is really essentially a last-ditch effort a company can make before they head to the courts and go through bankruptcy and insolvency, giving them a little bit more autonomy to do what they need to do internally to restructure the company before the courts tell them what they have to do. Now, before this offer, what was going to happen was the board members were going through with an offer from Bergstein Capital to the lending banks, which would severely, dilute the shares of the shareholders, and there wasn't really going to be a guarantee if Fanatec was going to survive this. But on Thursday, Thomas's offer included a 25 million euro package, where 7 million of it was going to be coming from personal loans and bonds, and then the other 17 million was going to be coming from the sale of the Endor AG HQ building, meaning that the building would be sold to investors, but then leased back to Fanatec for their use, generating that 25 million. That would boost their profit capital to about 7.7 million euros, giving them a profit for the first quarter. But on top of that, that also is a better offer for the shareholders because that would increase their shares by €1 per share in the month of May, but also giving a path forward for growth into the future. So Thomas had this to say, and this is coming from German being translated to English, so it's not going to be perfect how I say it, but he had this to say: I myself will probably be significantly diluted by this package, but it is now necessary to save the company. The interest in the capital increase is very high due to the low subscription price, especially since the risk of insolvency is averted with a successful capital increase. Now, this was a really gutsy move by Thomas because he's using a lot of his own personal assets to keep Fanatec alive, but we can't forget that Fanatec really is the baby that Thomas raised 25 years ago, so it's really in his best interest to keep this company alive and keep his dream alive. And not only that, but it does offer Fanatec a bigger chance of survival, and it does give them the hope for increased profits going into 2026. Now, I hope this works out for Fanatec. Whether you like them or hate them, Fanatec has made a huge impact on the sim racing world. And essentially, really, without them, we'd probably still be using belt-driven or gear-driven gear from Logitech or Thrustmaster. We wouldn't be seeing all this gear that is out there right now. Now, if this offer is accepted, this is kind of my plea to Fanatec and Thomas is you have to get after your logistics, your quality assurance, and your customer service, because those three departments have failed and made this company the way it is now. If logistics and everything was being taken care of and customer service people were being taken care of, none of these issues really be happening right now. So you have to get after those. Those three parts of your company are what really determine the trust that people have in your company. And if there is no trust between the consumer and Fanatec will disappear. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But anyways, guys, that's my video. Let me know what you think. Do you think Fanatec's going to survive this? Do you think they're going to disappear? And what do you think about what I said in this video? And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we have more videos coming out. And until next time, guys, have fun racing. Later.